How to find your birth family. Hello and welcome to VideoJug. Deciding to find and contact your birth family can be a life-changing decision. It will be a very personal journey, and on the way you will discover many things about your birth family and their background and history. With help from the British Association for Adoption and Fostering, VideoJug have compiled a guide on the steps towards adoption reunion. Step 1. Are you ready? Choosing to search for your birth family is a decision that can't be taken lightly.
There can be many factors that will influence them taking a search forward, and it could be things like feeling ready to discover what's out, the unknown, feeling ready to accommodate possible new members in their family, and feeling ready to really just manage whatever outcome's going to be.
Step 2. Finding your birth records. The first step in your search is to find out more about your birth parents. A great starting point for this information is your original birth certificate. Once you're 18, you can apply for a copy of this.
If an adopted person doesn't know their birth name, then they would have to apply to the Registrar General. If they were adopted before November 1975, then they would have to apply what's called access to birth records, and arrangements would be made for them to see an adoption worker at a local authority or an adoption agency so that they could get the information to enable them to obtain a copy of their original birth certificate. If an adopted person was adopted after the 12th of November 1975, then they would not be required to have a meeting with an adoption worker in order to get a copy of their original birth certificate, although they would be offered the opportunity to do so if they so wished.
The next step is to request your adoption records from the agency who placed you.
The adoption records will usually contain information on the original application form. So it would hold details, for example, of the birth mother, her age, a description, maybe what she did for a living and the interests that she had, and also information about the birth father if information was given over.
At this point, you will learn about many aspects of your background that you were unaware of. You may experience a range of feelings, some negative. Give yourself time to work out how you feel about meeting your parents before you make the next step towards adoption reunion. Step 3. Tracing your relatives. With all the information you've collated, you can start trying to locate your birth family. A good first port of call is an adoption contact register.
This means that adopted people can register their wish for contact, and also birth relatives who wish to be in touch with the adopted person can also register their wish for contact.
There are many other means of finding your birth family's current details.
Adopted people can use public records, electoral rolls, telephone directories to try and locate birth family members.
Step 4. Contacting relatives. This is likely to be the hardest part of your search when you try and get in touch with your family for the first time. You may choose to make this contact through an intermediary. This can be used as an emotional buffer for when you initially make contact. You can use a professional counsellor or agency, or maybe even ask a close friend to make first contact with your birth family. Try not to set your expectations too high at this point. Though many birth parents agree to contact, some families may have decided that the right thing for them is to have no further contact with their adopted child. This can be difficult to deal with, so do rely on help and support from those around you. However, many adopted adults have successful searches and are able to finally meet their birth family. Good luck on your search. Done.